can confirm to you today that on September 9th, amongst a smaller pool of tpusa employees, Charlie sent a text saying, the day before he died, that he wanted to invite me to AmFest. I'm going to now read you an unhinged text message that Charlie received, this time from a female Christian donor, Zionist, of course. Erica Kirk can confirm it's real that Charlie Kirk received this. Let's read this, okay?
What happens when a wealthy donor's biblical guilt trip turns into the theological death warrant? Just 24 hours before a political assassination, as the governor said. On September the 9th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was warned. He was in peril for platforming the wrong people. By September the 10th, a rooftop shooter in Utah made sure that he was gone, wiped out. Let's look at these chilling messages with Candace that set the stage and cannot be a coincidence of this tragedy. Here we go.
All of the people that trusted you, Jews and Christians, including me, why would you platform anti-Semites like Candace and Tucker? There are many evangelical Christian Zionists who would never give these people the opportunity to spew their hatred. I'm one of them. You say people are accusing you of being an anti-Semite because you disagree with the Israeli government. Well, what is it exactly that you disagree with? You threatened Jews and Christians with your 30 million followers. Are you kidding? Be very careful, Charlie. You are in violation of the 9th commandment by bearing false witness against your brother Judah. When was the last time you read your Bible, Charlie? I'm coming to you as a believer. Genesis 12:3. Obadiah and many more prophets warn that those who curse Israel will be cursed. Your tpusa Tampa event was a disaster. Michelle Bachmann was booed, and about 10% walked out on her when she talked about standing with Israel. You brag about how you convinced all these young voters to vote for Trump, but you can't convince them to stand with our Jewish brethren. This is not a joke, Charlie. I'm coming to you as a sister in faith. You have accomplished so much by the hand of the Almighty, but he is going to lift his hand from you. Don't fall for Tucker, Candace, and the rest. The Jews are under attack. God warns us in the last days that he will wipe out the descendants of Edom because they stood by while their brothers, Jacob, Israel, was held in captivity and did nothing. Don't be counted among the Edomites. It will be to your peril, as well as the unfinished work God was going to do through you. But it's in a Bible verse, so he should be like chill with that. No, he wasn't chill with that. He did feel threatened by that. That feels like you're pretending to be a Christian, but you have specific marching orders.
Listen, if you think that modern politics is just about policy debates, you are not paying attention to the absolute insanity that is happening behind the curtain at tpusa. And we need to talk about a timeline that is not just a coincidence. It is completely bone-chilling to me. And frankly, if you're surprised by this, you have not been watching how the donor class operates when they lose control. On September the 9th, Charlie Kirk received what can only be described as a theological death warrant from a donor masquerading as a sister in faith. This woman was completely unhinged because Charlie dared to platform figures like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. She actually had the nerve to ask why he was giving them an opportunity to spew their hatred. But let's call it what it really is. They are not following the specific marching orders certain Zionists demand, and the donors are panicking. She did not just send a mean text to Charlie. She used the Bible as a weapon. Debate me about that. That is exactly what she did in that really long text. She told Charlie to be very careful and warned him that the Almighty was going to lift his hand. What else would that mean? And straight up, she said that he was straight up in peril. She even invoked the 9th commandment and the descendants of Edom because Charlie would not force his audience to fall in line. The same audience, by the way, booed Michelle Bachmann in Tampa when she was talking about standing with Israel. And Candace is 100% correct. This donor is pretending to be a Christian while trying to silence any reasonable critique of what's happening in Gaza, even as it's being, like Candace said, turned into a parking lot. Charlie clearly did feel threatened by this, and for good reason. Anyone should feel threatened if they receive a text like this. Let's be real. Candace confirmed he sent a text on September the 9th, the very day before he died, and received an incredibly unhinged text that same day. Again, the day before he died. And that is where this goes from a donor dispute to a national tragedy. On Wednesday, September the 10th, Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley University. The day after the text, might I add. He was shot from a rooftop while sitting under his tent for his American Comeback Tour, an act the governor explicitly labeled as political assassination. Think about that sequence. One day, a wealthy handler tells you that God's protection is being removed and that you are in peril for platforming the wrong people. And 24 hours later, a supposed alleged rooftop shooter takes you out. Shooter, whatever it was, you got taken out. 24 hours later. The donor class is losing their grip on the base. And they are clearly willing to use every theological and political threat in the book to try and stop the shift. Charlie was warned. He was threatened. And then he was gone. The narrative is crumbling, and they are desperate to hide who is actually sending the marching orders.
And you don't think there's a single reason why Charlie could reasonably critique what Israel is doing after what's been done in Gaza? They've effectively have turned Gaza into a parking lot. And this is how you come at him over Tucker's speech?
So I need comments on what you guys think about this. These messages are completely unhinged. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Be safe, guys.